Welcome back to my cycling channel. I'm really excited about this video today because I just came up with this idea. So let's get into it. I'm gonna show you everything that I eat. And right now, I think my diet is the best it's ever been. And I will admit something. My diet has been my Achilles heel. I think it's the thing that's always held me back. And it's the thing that continues to hold me back because I love food. I have an emotional connection to food. I love eating food. I love everything about food, and that obviously can cause a problem because I've been on every single diet. I mean, I've done the keto, I've done the vegan, I've done the only eat the meat thing. I've done all of it, and I've gained weight on every single diet. So when I was finally able to lose the weight, I did another video on this as well if you want to check that out. My principles on how I lost the last amount of weight that I needed, which was 25 pounds, and how I was able to keep it off for 2 years now. It wasn't about the diet, it was about the way I looked at food. So if you want to check that out, by all means, I'll put it in the video description if you're interested. But today we're talking about what I eat. I'm going to show you what I eat. The thing that I base my diet around today is fasting. And that works really well for me. It's easy for me to not eat through those periods and then eat during the window. So right now it's different. I don't have a hard rule with fasting. If I have a crazy ride that I'm gonna do that's gonna be long and hard, I'm eating breakfast in the morning and I'm gonna eat throughout the ride. On a recovery day, I'm not gonna eat maybe till 2, 3, 4, depending on how hungry I am. But when I do eat, and I'm gonna show you the foods that I eat, it's all clean. I try as hard as I can to eat bad food as little as possible. I saw this thing with Cristiano Ronaldo.
You said something about Junior, just between us, no one's listening. Does he have what it takes to reach the top?
Not yet. I'm hard with him sometimes because he drink Coca-Cola and Fanta sometimes, and I'm pissed with him. I'm fight with him, and when he chips and fries and everything, I don't like it. Even my small kids, when they eat chocolates, they always look to me, and we have to be strong. But to be honest, he have potential. He's big boy, it's fast, and he dribbling well. But this is not nothing. I tell him every time, this is take a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work. Sometimes when he's in home and I say, go to the treadmill to run a little bit. After the treadmill, I say, go to the cold water to recover for what you do tomorrow again. And it's, Daddy, it's so cold, the water, I don't want to do it. But I understand, he's only 10 years old. Depend on him. I'm not going to push nothing for him to be a football player. If you ask me if I want, yes, I want. But he's going to be whatever he wants. Even or doctor, or I want him to thinking you have to be the best.
I just watched that clip again, and I love stuff like that. You see him at the end, be the best. And it just, when I see how much dedication, energy, enthusiasm to be the best, I love it. And if I could just have a piece of that a little bit, I know it's gonna make me better. I wanted to throw that in there. Stuff like that motivates me so much when you see the guys that are the best, and then that's what they're doing. Anyways, wanted to put that in there real quick. Let's get back to the video. When I hear that and I see these other athletes, like Jordan Burroughs, he's a gold medalist wrestler, and he says the only thing he eats bad is Honey Nut Cheerios. So it's a common theme among these top athletes that they only eat wholesome, natural foods. So I try and follow that myself. But I do fall off and I do eat bad food now and then, and I'm gonna tell you when I do because I think that's really important as we get deeper into this video. Fasting is what my diet's based on. I try and do it based on my hunger. And if I'm really hungry, like today, I'm absolutely starving. It's a rest day for me today. And I stopped fasting at noon because I just had to eat, and I started eating some cashews. But I try and eat as little food as possible, as bad as that sounds, because I used to eat myself into oblivion. Like Sundays would come and I would eat until I couldn't think anymore, and I would be laying on the couch. And I literally think that it was like an addictive, crazy behavior that I had where I would eat that much till I was like literally sick, because I think it was like drugs. Like I would just eat so much that like it just brought me to oblivion. Now, if I eat too much and I start feeling too full, I'm like, whoa, don't like it, don't like the feeling. So it's interesting that back a few years ago, I would love to feel like that. Now I can't stand it. And I think That's one of the things that played the biggest part in me losing the weight, is I really try and manage the hunger. Like if I'm crazy hungry like I am today, I eat a little bit more food. The days I'm not hungry, I'm like, okay, I don't need to eat that much today. And I don't know, this is just my theory, but I think it goes all the way back to when we were foraging, that some days you would go without food and then you would find the food and then you would eat it. So again, I'm not a scientist, and this is a huge part in this video. I am not a scientist. I'm not an expert on anything. I am a regular Joe Blow like everyone else, and I love doing these YouTube videos. So the reason I'm making this video is because I have a lot of experience, but I'm not an expert. So take that with a grain of salt, and I really want you guys to just see what I'm doing and maybe see if there's anything that I've done that you can help with yourself. But don't take what I'm saying as gospel, and like I keep saying, I'm not an expert. And this diet thing is crazy because I mentioned this in all my videos about food. Guys, like 70% of all the people in North America are overweight, and then like 40% are obese, or like 35% are obese. It's crazy. Like it's crazy to think that 70% of the population is overweight. And of that 70%, that half is obese. And like obese is like to the point where you can't like walk and you can't like do stuff. Like imagine right now if someone said, hey, we got to go to the grocery store, or hey, we're going to go for a walk down the street with your kids or something, and you're like, oh shit, I don't know if I could do that because like I have trouble walking, or oh, I can't. Someone's like, oh yeah, can you get up and do that, grab that thing for me? And like right away, like, oh, I don't know if I could do that, I'm too fat. Like that is a bad way to live, and that is a lot of people living like that. And so that's why I take this video serious, and I really want to push that disclaimer, because I think this right now is an unsolvable problem. If you have 70% of the population that is like messed up from overweight and no one can solve that problem, obviously we don't have the answer, and I don't want to pretend like I have the answers, because I don't. Like I said, if I can help someone, that would be amazing, and I think that's the most important part. That's why I'm making these videos, because if I can share my experience and it registers with someone, then it's great. Because I think what happens is, I know for myself, most of the time I know I got to eat healthy food and I got to exercise, and that's how you lose weight. We all know that. But sometimes you hear someone say something a certain way, or they say it in a different way, and then it just clicks and you're like, oh, okay, I know that's how it's worked for me. So anyways, I think I'm babbling on. Let's get into the food. Let's show you what I got going on here. These are two important things that really helped me. I really look at it as satiation. So like, let's say you eat 10 oranges and you still feel hungry, or you could eat 5 cashews and then feel full. So sometimes I'm just craving a certain food. Like I really like Ritz crackers. So if I eat 3 Ritz crackers or 5 Ritz crackers, and that fills me up, and that's only like what, 150 calories or something like that. Or I could eat triple the amount of food of something else and it still doesn't fill me up. And I think that goes with, sometimes we're just craving some foods more than others. So I really try and pay attention to that. And if I'm really craving something, I allow myself to have a little bit of it, because I'm always trying to cure that satiation. Another thing that I've realized that's absolutely killed me is like, I get like addicted to certain foods. So like last year, I could have been 10 pounds lighter, and my weight's already down from last year because I stopped doing one thing. And this is what it is. I was baking up beer bread every day, because I absolutely loved the way it tasted. I'm like, oh, I just got to cook it up. I knew it was bad, but I loved it. And I get like addicted to these like certain tastes. Another one is that my wife made these peanut butter balls, and it was like oatmeal, peanut butter, like flaxseed, a whole bunch of, it was all healthy stuff, but I just wouldn't stop eating them. And then there's been foods like that throughout my entire life where I just loved the way they tasted and I couldn't stop eating them. So now I recognize if there's something that I like too much, I just cut it out. I'm like, I can't eat that. And then I find once I go a week or two without eating it, I don't even want it. Like right now, the peanut butter balls don't really do anything for me, or the beer bread. I'm like, that's just sugar, flour, fat, bad. But when I was like addicted to it, all I wanted to do was eat it. So I really tried to pay attention to that as well. And once I realized, hey, like I'm addicted to certain foods, and once I cut them out, I'm not addicted to them anymore. That's something that also really helped me. So these are the main foods that I eat. All the dinners are the same. What changes is during the day. Let's say I have a really hard day on the bike, like I'm going to some group ride I really want to do well at, or I'm got some crazy hard workout. I'll wake up in the morning and I'll have a bowl of oatmeal with raisins and peanut butter in it. What I eat on the ride is either a Cliff Bar, banana, applesauce packs. Sometimes I make my own rice cakes. Also, what I mentioned earlier is that this is the time where I allow myself to have something that's bad. I love chocolate chip cookies, and depending on the ride or where I am in the week and what I'm doing, I'll allow myself to have a chocolate chip cookie or a brownie or a donut during the ride, especially if it's a longer ride. I go by the rule of 30 to 60 grams of carbs an hour, and I try to only eat carbs. And then when I get home, I'll have cashews, fruit, oatmeal cookie with the banana. I'll have some carrots and hummus. My dinners vary, and my wife does most of the cooking. And like last night, we had a whole plate of cooked vegetables. It was peppers, asparagus, broccoli, steamed broccoli, and then pasta with tomato sauce. And she'll do different dinners, but basically most of them are like that. Beans, legumes, stuff like that. Every now and then I'll cook up a lean ground beef burger for a treat, extra lean ground beef with the bun. I really try and stay away from bread. I have it every now and then. But basically that, in my dinner, lots of veggies. I have pasta, but I try and fill up on the veggies first. Also very important, my wife makes almost every dinner is a salad, and that's, just lettuce, cucumber, tomato, onion, a little bit of salad dressing on it. Raw veggies are super important as well. I try and have those at every dinner. And then for a snack, this is why my snacks are kind of funny. What I was doing, but I think I was gaining weight from it, is Ritz crackers, peanut butter, and jam. I love that. Just saying it right now makes me hungry. But what I've switched to is pistachios, and I'll tell you why. I think that when you crack them out of the shell, it slows down how much you're eating them. And then they're also very satiating as well. So if I sit there and I'm cracking them open and I have one, they are dense calories from the nuts, but I think your body doesn't process them all, that they kind of just go right through you. And because I'm cracking them more than I'm eating them. All right, guys, I think I covered everything here. If I didn't, please comment. I want to hear from you guys. You guys are what keep this channel going. I really appreciate your comments and your questions. And as always, guys, please like the video if you liked it. That's it, guys. I'll see you on the next video. I'll see you soon.